optimism is all that kind of matters and all that people have. Here in the West, there is so much pessimism about economies, the state of. I think the emotional bandwidth of people right now is really low. So if optimism about India is something that the government is able to inculcate, I think that's as big a step as any towards garnering more investment and making India a bigger part of global supply chains.
But you don't worry about the constant comparison with China. You don't think that's something that can hold India back?
I don't see how it could hold us back. I feel like our evolution will be on a different path. Like we would likely tread a different path from what China did. But I don't see how any of this can be construed as negative or hold us back. I feel like overwhelmingly.
Nikhil, the reason because this whole wave started with the whole diversification story away from China. And a lot of businesses did not want to look anywhere further than India because demographically it's the same model. You are looking at low cost of production, cheap labor, and so in that sense it may not be a splitting mirror image of China, but somewhat close. And so it's not just India, but people are talking about Indonesia also benefiting, ASEAN also benefiting in that whole China plus one strategy. So that's where I'm coming from in saying, if China were to bounce back, then would this turn out to be a short-term trend by way of optimism, by way of excitement on India?
Personally, I would think not. Global supply chains need many hedges in place. People are considering India a real hedge and looking at it as a real alternative to having so much dependency on one geography. I don't think that trend is going away even if China were to bounce back, and to a certain extent one could say they have bounced back, but we're still seeing new investment come into India. So personally, I think this trend is here to stay, and consumption in India, I think, from my viewpoint, is set to skyrocket in the next many years.